Texas Department of Motor Vehicles provides titling and registration services for the citizens of Texas. We don't do driver's license. That's a common misunderstanding. A lot of state DMVs do provide driver's license services, but in the state of Texas, that's DPS. So at the DMV, we focus primarily on titling vehicles, registering vehicles. We also have motor carrier division that licenses motor carriers, provides registration around motor carrier services in the state of Texas, along with the hazard route mapping and approval and permitting around or large load, wide load, all those kind of loads. If you've got something large you're transporting, they will you work with them to get a permit for that. But most of our services really do center around the registration, the titling, IT, the department I'm over as the CIO. We really are fundamental and instrumental in helping the DMV provide the services that we are tasked with providing to the citizens of Texas. And so anything that we do, almost all that we do, has a technology tie. And so it's very, our services and the IT department's very integrated in partnering with the business areas to develop those solutions to meet the needs and carry out our responsibilities. I think the most pressing workforce challenge I have, and this is probably the same for every state agency, is just hiring and retaining staff. We're in the city of Austin, in the state of Texas, and this is a very large technology hub and very competitive market as far as technology goes. And so being in a state agency that can't pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for a developer like some of the private sector organizations can do, that limits us in our ability to hire and retain staff. And so, we have to get creative in our recruiting efforts. One of the things the DMV is doing, and I'm proud that we're doing that, is, the pandemic really changed the way we do business and how our staff works. And so now we are primarily remote, especially in IT. I only have about 20 people out of about 150 that actually come on site. And so the rest of my staff are working full-time from home, and that is a benefit that we fully intend to continue to provide. I'm advertising my jobs as full-time work from home, and we're also trying to recruit from outside of the Austin area because the salary, with the state benefits, could be very attractive for somebody that's living in a very small town in Texas that has a lower cost of living. So, what I'm excited about is our agency, the DMV, has decided to move forward with planning the modernization of our core application. So our registration and titling system, which is a almost 30-year-old system. Yeah, and it was on the mainframe, but we transitioned it off the mainframe, about 10, 15 years ago. But it still, in very many ways, acts like it's on the mainframe. The logic is still very much kind of that old school mainframe type logic. And so we, as it ages, we're just not as nimble. We can't respond to change as quickly. The challenges that I mentioned on Texas by Texas with our staff just not really being able to be agile in our implementations. And so, I'm really excited that our department and what we're working on is putting together a plan and requesting, funding to do that market research, to get a plan together and get ourselves organized to replace that system and modernize the system. Yeah, I think for us, I mean, it's really about our current architecture, our current environment. We are, again, just on older technology. We have a very, very large footprint. And so, transitioning that into some type of cloud-based service, whether that be, a COTS kind of application, software as a service, or transitioning that is not going to be easy. It's not a one-year project. This is a multi-year initiative, and so I think our biggest challenge is the age of our systems and the fact that we've got this older technology, and it's just been architected over years and years and years. And so it's just going to take a lot of planning to kind of transition ourselves to a more cloud-based type of environment. And that's another thing, the data implications. I mean, I did not know this. I had no awareness of this until I went to work for the DMV, but the DMV actually has federal regulations around our data. So it's called the Driver's Protection, what is it, Driver's Personal Protection Act, DPPA. But it's centered around that information, your PII data around your vehicle and driver's license data stored by the states. And so we are limited in how we can share it. We have requirements on storage and whatnot. And so I had no idea that even existed until I came to the DMV. So it is it's a requirement and something that we have to be cognizant of in our data management.